Welcome to the Curvaceous Bounty of Sin City, broadcasting to you live from Fatopia Studios. That was nice.
Right?
That was good. That was good shit right there.
Good synchronization.
Right.
We should try some water synchronizing now. Synchronized swimming.
We'd just be like synchronized floating.
Right?
It's like, look, I'm in a starfish pattern.
You guys would all be floating like based on your boobs.
Right.
And I'd just be there with like my ass popping up. You guys are doing like some amazing tricks and stuff. Boop.
I don't know about tricks and all that, but
Yeah, I would get carried away. Maybe a leg lift or two, but
I might do a swoosh, swoosh.
right?
There's my drink. Sip.
I could
Oh, sorry.
I could do the roll because I have such a big ass and big boobs.
You
That
could.
I could do the roll and my butt goes bloop and then my boobs go bloop and then my butt.
You might actually be able to create a perpetual motion machine just out of you and a
Right.
water
It's
table. Just
true.
get you spinning. You could power the world with your ass and tits.
I know. Taking over the world. Yes.
No electricity needed.
Right.
Like I'm taking one for the environment.
That's hilarious.
I just now, as soon as we went on air, I had somebody post a comment on one of my photos on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
And it's an Ewok and it says, "Relax. I'm just gonna tongue punch your fart box."
Relax. I'm just going to tongue punch your fart box.
Relax.
That's a good one. I like that. Fart box. I've never called it a fart box. Call it the Rusty Sheriff's Badge,
I'm
chocolate starfish,
I'm so grossed out, yet so
the wrinkled
Mute.
brown eye.
so amused by it. Yeah. I'm like, you're fucking disgusting.
But
I'll be like, I'm gonna knuckle
was
punch your
very
fart box.
unique.
I wouldn't want to knuckle punch it. Get a little
Well.
poop on your head.
Oh, gross. Okay, never mind.
Might knuckle punch you in the taint, but
I'm gonna knuckle punch you in the throat. Send me some shit like that.
that's hilarious. I have to
Relax.
go to the little girl's room.
Oh, okay. Well, all that talk about fart boxes got her excited.
See what we did? See how we worked her system through.
Right?
We worked through the system.
We worked it out. So should we talk about our last night?
We should, but we want Sierra to come back so she
Okay.
can hear about it. What's the point of us talking? We were there.
Right? Well, true story. BBWCon's coming up in a little less than 2 weeks. It's very stressful.
A lot to do, huh?
A lot to do in the next like 10 days. I'm gonna be pulling my hair out, and yelling at people. Rah!
I like that part. I'll be yelling at people.
Right? It's
Now I believe the invites we're hosting the Friday night party,
Mm-hmm.
and so I have the invitation, which you
Yes.
set up because I was slow.
Right. And then you need to invite everybody from our page to the event.
Okay. We have Thursday, the kickoff party at Larry Flint's Hustler Club.
On the rooftop.
What? Then the Hillbilly Hoedown party. That's
Yes.
Friday. That's hosted by us. That
How
is where we will
perfectly-
all be wearing Daisy Dukes, except we will not.
I think I'm gonna be wearing some Daisy Dukes. I'll be like,
There's
I
a
gotta
Club
hit up
Bubbles
Savers.
after party
on Saturday.
on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Cardi.
Yep. And
Nice.
Saturday there's the awards, the red carpet and the awards, and the after party, and then the VIP after party, and then I should be good and half dead by the end of the weekend. So,
Did you get somebody to draw this little fatty girl?
nope, I created it on my.
You created it?
Yep, I created it on my Photoshop.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I need that little fatty girl.
That little fatty girl.
I love her.
I love her.
Well, thank you. She came from my mind.
She's beautiful, just like you.
Oh.
Aw.
That was so sappy.
See, I can make you happy.
And then I'm gonna cry.
Way to make her cry. Way to fucking make her cry.
Those are tears of joy.
We have a rule now when we go out that when we're about to cry, we punch each other.
Yeah. So let me share
That was
with
a
that
weak
rule.
ass punch.
Oh, because
I punched like a gnat. So the rule last night when we went out, and we'll talk about that here in a moment too, about going out. But our rule is if one of us starts to get emotional or cry, like we have to punch each other. But we went out last night with and we went out last night with Tyra as well. And so we're like, Tyra, you have to punch us too.
Tyra punch hard?
So,
Yeah.
Yes. So am I bruised?
No?
No.
Well, yeah, there's some faint bruising right here. There's a knot.
Oh, it hurts.
There's a knot. Feel it. There's a knot in her arm.
When you touch it, I can feel it.
Oh, yeah, right there.
That's
How about this
awesome.
one? I think I'm good.
I love
Yes, I think you're good on that side.
Obviously, I got emotional often.
Obviously.
And she would run up to me. She's like, punch me, punch me.
Hurry up, punch me.
Yeah.
And then she would, and then I'm, Tyra, punch me. So at one point, they're both.
Well, I'm afraid to hurt her because she's so, she's a delicate flower.
I am a delicate
So
flower.
this one?
Yeah.
Yeah. She
So
is.
I'd like give her a little tap, and then it seemed like it wasn't working. So then I'd really had to get in there. Had to get in there. But Tyra, I think she just hauled off and was like, whap!
Tyra was like, not tonight, bitches.
Right? And then we have, me and Toxi have to have like like powwows. We're like, get it together.
Yeah.
Get it together. Lock it up.
We're in the car and we're leaving. First we go to Red Label, and then we're leaving. Then we were going to a gay bar, and we're in the car. Tyra's in a separate car, and we're in one together. And we're like, listen, man. And we're pumping each other up. We're like, we are so lucky she's out with us.
Like she's never going to hang out with again. We need to get it together.
And then we're like, take one for the team. Take one for the team.
We're like, go team.
We're like, put it together, bitches. Put it together.
Lock it up.
That's hilarious.
Put away the crazy.
You should have seen us. Like, we were really trying to powwow.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
It was good times.
Our best times were us trying to stay unemotional. Like, yeah.
I'm feeling it. Come on. Punch me. I'm feeling it.
I was like, and then I had both of them punch me at one time because I had seen my ex and there was some emotional discussion and I was like feeling pretty bad.
Do you want to talk about that? Can we man bash him for a little while?
Sure.
Okay.
I'm down.
So,
I feel kind of bad because he is not a bad guy.
but he's acting like a douche.
Yeah, he kind of is.
I mean, he's carrying around his own tool bag. He's just a douche.
Yeah, there's some things that I don't think that you should say out loud, but
Well, so you're going through a breakup, and you know it's an emotional breakup, and you know that your ex is having a hard time with it. There's no reason for you to say anything to them. At this point, if you run into each other in public, you just nod and move on to your own separate ways. I don't think you should say some of the things he says to you.
right, especially since it was his idea, like he wanted to stay friends.
Right.
I didn't want to talk at all. Like I thought that we should just have a clean separation
Mm-hmm.
and that there should be no discussion. That was my option. And then he wanted to stay friends and convinced me that there's no reason that we shouldn't be friends and that if we didn't stay friends that I would be the asshole. So I was like, okay, well maybe I'm wrong.
Mm.
So I was like, let's try to be friends. And then it's just too hard. And then he says fucked up things to me.
Like?
We were talking, we were having a conversation, and he did something that I considered kind of fucked up, and I told him about it right? And then he
You're
told
supposed to be friends. You should be
Right.
able to say things like this to each other.
Right, and then he told me that after he was upset that I'd kind of called him out on his thing, and that he was now mad at me for being upset at him because he didn't see anything wrong with the kind of shitty thing that he did, which it was a shitty thing that he did. So then he was like, well, my life is better without you in it. There's less drama. I was like, oh. So why are we friends? Like, if your life is better without me in it, why am I still in it?
Don't make me go for
I
a
love
double.
How she punches.
She's like, tap.
It is.
It's like getting hit by a Rock'em Sock'em robot.
Right. She's like, she did admit that she has the strength of a gnat. Like,
I'm going to get you some little girly weights so you can just start pumping a little bit of...
right?
They're like little 1 pound
iron.
ones.
Yeah. She'd be sweating after 5 reps.
Right?
Now my strength is in my legs. Like, you want me to tuck your head in between my thighs and squish it? I can. Like, that's where my strength is.
You can donkey kick the fuck out of someone, right?
Right. That's where my strength
Like,
is.
"Meow, bitch."
And I can ass bump you too.
Well,
Yeah, into oblivion.
Right.
you could ass bump me from the other room
I
and hit me
could.
into the window.
I could.
God damn. I want a booty.
No. Sometimes they're just unnecessary. Like, you'll be in the line at the grocery store and you'll be trying to turn around and get things out of your cart, and all the meanwhile knocking things off.
Knocking the Snickers bar off the rack.
Yes.
Or like
Which I then put in the cart and eat on my way out as I hang my head in shame.
Or like,
There's no shame in feeding your glory.
me.
Sorry.
I didn't realize there was an old lady behind me, and I went to bend over to get the stuff out of my car, and I like knocked her over. I was like, I'm so sorry. I can't help it sometimes.
I have to tell you though, last night, especially at the gay bar, like, your boobs were the main
Talk of the
focal
town.
point.
That's because
Like,
gay boys love
well,
boobs.
they were. Like, a guy walks by and he's like, tits for miles. Tits for miles.
And we walked in, and like there was a line of gay boys, and they were like, I heard them whisper, and they were like, she has huge boobs.
Yeah. I just wanted to follow up and be like, hey, I have a big ass, but it didn't
You have a
roll
nice
the
ass.
same.
Right.
I love watching you walk. Your ass is hypnotizing.
Yeah. I think that there's something about my boobs, the way that they bounce, though,
Mhm.
like when I walk, because they're just kind of bouncy.
They ripple.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They're like, but boobs are universal. I find that everybody likes boobs. It doesn't matter.
Everybody
If you're a child,
loves boobs.
if you're 80,
Did I ever
if
tell you
you're
about
gay,
the guy I
straight.
dated who thought my boobs were too big? Wanted to help me get a breast
Oh
reduction.
my gosh.
What?
That my boobs, they scared him. They were a little too big for him.
Well, he was a bitch.
And my boobs are a little bit
That's a
smaller than they
bitch.
are now.
He was a bitch.
Yeah, he's a little bit of a bitch.
Who says that? Let's get a breast reduction. Bitch!
There's a radio advertisement on right now that, not an advertisement, it's for one of the stations. They replay some of their funny bits. And one was about, somebody was talking about these panties or pants or whatever that reduce your ass like by 3. And she's like, really? What's the name of that again? Ha ha ha, writing it down. And I'm thinking, who the fuck wants that?
Right?
Yeah, who
In a
wants to
day
reduce
in
their
breast
booty?
implants and ass implants, why are you getting
What?
something that reduces your booty?
Right?
I don't
What the hell just
understand.
happened with the thingy there?
The thingy and the
froze.
majigger.
Yeah,
I
it
can
froze
still
up.
see it on mine.
All right. Or are we still broadcasting?
Unless we have the delay, but it looks like we're still broadcasting.
Oh, well, that's good. Yay, we're still
Yay.
broadcasting.
Well, that's always good.
That is good.
Have to get it.
Oh, I can see myself pulling up my Spanx.
Oh, good.
There's a Kathy Lee and Hoda have a Spanx alert. So when they're on screen and if they cross their legs or whatever and you can see their Spanx, because they for some reason think they need to wear mid-thigh Spanx that go all the way, from their tits to their thighs. I'm like, you're as big around as my toothpick. But they wear Spanx anyway. The little alarm goes off. I've been home all week and watched a lot of daytime television.
Right? I don't have that problem. We don't even have the cable box hooked up to the TV. Like there's cable. It's just not hooked up to the TV. I don't see the point. I'm like, I have other shit to do.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder where Denise is. Or
Sweet Cheeks. I don't know. Somebody text her.
I am right now.
There we go. Find out where the hell she is. She's all over my ass about bringing the lights. I brought the lights. Where the hell is she?
Right. Where ye she?
Where ye she?
Where ye be?
So, a lot going on in the news today. Not today, but recent.
Oh, weekend. So they shot the one dude who escaped from prison, and they shot and caught the other guy today.
Right. He's captured.
So here's the thing. They were only 40 miles away from the prison. Bitch, you've been out for a month. Why aren't you in Mexico?
They were lazy.
That is a lazy
criminals.
Look, if I escape from prison, a month after I escape from prison, you will not find me anywhere in the same country. I would probably escape and go live in the Arctic somewhere where no one would come looking for me.
I shit you not. I went to school with a guy who escaped. It was a huge thing. I'm like, I'm from back east. And so when I was living in San Diego, the news was on and I hear his name and I'm like, what's going on? Why am I hearing about this out here? And I go out and on the news, he had literally tied bed sheets together and escaped that way. Like,
oh my God.
What you hear like in the movies or read in books, the stuff that should not be true was totally true.
So he escaped with bed sheets?
He escaped with tied together bed sheets eventually, yeah.
See, you wouldn't catch my ass. If I escaped, you would not catch me. You know why? I wouldn't be anywhere near. As soon as my boots hit the fucking ground, I'd be in the next fucking state. I would be gone. You'd be looking, they'd be like, we're going to search the New York woods. No, motherfucker, you better be searching the Sonoran Desert because my ass is out of here.
Right?
Like,
I'm right there with you. And then they're not going to be anywhere near.
They caught him. So when they killed the one guy and they caught the other guy, they were drunk and had food in their stomachs. Bitch, why are you sitting around drinking and eating, motherfucker? You on the run. On the run. You should have dropped 15 pounds by now and been somewhere in Belize or some bullshit.
And had dyed hair. Right. And like shaved or grown. Like whatever the opposite is.
Some motherfucking mascara on. Like,
right. You should have been Bernice.
Right. You'd be walking around going, my name is Tatiana.
Right.
My name would be Bruce. If you guys ever, if I ever have to escape from prison, you'd be looking for Bruce, not Sue. I'd be Bruce.
I love that. I can appreciate the people who message you, and this dude's just like, you're beautiful. You're beautiful. I want to have sex with you.
Oh, excellent.
Thank you.
I am super excited that same-sex marriage has been federally legalized.
I am super excited about that too.
Because now it's not gay marriage; it's just marriage. Now everybody gets to be miserable equally,
right? Well, so Callie Guy and I are both of a slightly different political view than most people. Marriage is not a constitutional right. It is not protected by any constitutional law that we have. Therefore, no marriage should be legal. We believe that marriage should be some sort of spiritual or religious union between two people. If you want to have some sort of contract that binds you together, then go to a family planning and get a nuptial contract put together. Get married if you want to. But the federal government should not have any say whatsoever in who can or cannot get married.
True story.
And that means that they shouldn't have to pass laws to say, or they shouldn't have to, the Supreme Court shouldn't have to say, oh, you're allowed to marry this person because he's a different race. You're allowed to marry this person because he's got the same genitals as you. You're allowed. Now, the next step, of course, is going to be multiple marriages.
Oh, yeah.
Polygamy, whatever. Bigamy. Well, bigamy is marrying someone while still married to another person, unbeknownst to one or the other of them or whatever.
Same-sex marriage is not going to prompt all of these other things to automatically pop up that have been things. I mean, there was polygamy in the Bible. There was.
No, it's not going to.
It's not. Those aren't new topics. But what
they're not
happens
new topics,
is everybody now is all. well, now that you've made this legal, you're going to be able to marry your goat next, and polygamy, and
so
this
what?
and that, and that's
So what? See, the thing is if the federal government had nothing to do with marriage, if they got out of the marriage game altogether, you could marry whoever the fuck you wanted.
I don't see why polygamy is not legal either. This is how I think about shit. I'm like, if it doesn't hurt someone, like if you're not hurting anyone, if you're not hurting any children, if you're not hurting animals, if you're not hurting elderly, if you're not hurting anyone, who the fuck cares who you marry, what you do? It's not like marriage is such a sacred institution in our country that people haven't been married and divorced 7 times. like really?
Yeah.
It's not a sacred thing.
No, it's not. No one should care who gets married.
I think you're right. The government shouldn't have shit to say about it, but they do, so we have to deal with,
We have to go through all this bullshit, which is stupid.
Jump through the rings, but there's always a next on the agenda. That's just the fact of things.
Yeah, that's
it's not like, now that gay marriage is legalized, just because it's been legalized, same-sex marriage, that all of a sudden, they're going to start
allowing people to marry their dog.
Yeah, but polygamy probably is the next thing on the agenda. But there's always a next thing on the agenda.
And so what if it is?
Right?
So what if it is? So what if now you and I have very good friends who have been in a long-term multiple partners relationship.
Oh, yes.
And I think they should have the right to get married legally if they so desire.
Absolutely.
I think the 3 of them should be able to stand up and say, we are now legally, right, we do. We are now legally married and therefore are afforded all of the same federal and state benefits that the rest of you motherfuckers get.
No, Absolutely. But how would that... I'm not disagreeing in any way. Y'all marry who you want to marry, however many you want to marry.
Yeah,
right. Because, trust me, just being married to one wasn't always a ball. I can't imagine multiple. But that would be very interesting in regards to, like, divorce and separation of
property. You would go in 3 ways instead of 2. And...
Right. Well, see, it would all come down to
how would they determine who's the one responsible? Like, well, if there's 2 wives, will one be paying alimony to the husband and the other wife?
It would all depend. It would depend on what the civil court decides. It's not a federal. See, here's the thing. Marriage is a civil issue. It's not a federal issue. It should be something that's handled by civil courts. So when you decide to get divorced, you go through the divorce court, which is a civil court, and it's handled on a civil level.
Well, and also...
And then when you factor in alimony and child support and splitting community property and all those other things, it will become more complicated with multiples, but not that much more complicated. Yeah, it's not impossible. There will be formula...
Kelly Guy said, it's so hard sometimes to read here, by the way. He didn't say that. I said that. Any of the reasons used to argue why same-sex marriage should be a right apply legally to polymarriage. There is no logical reason to stop it, too. We do. Then the minister says, y'all can just kiss the blank out of each other.
He probably said fuck.
Right.
Which is the exact kind of minister I want preceding any marriage that I participate in.
Do you know, we, when Mr. Toxi and I got married...
Ex-Mr. Toxi.
He
needs a new name.
Toxi X.
X-Tox.
No, he needs a new name.
Mr. X.
I'll think of it. No, I don't like Mr. X. Mr. X is a name that you use for some mysterious sexual partner, not an ex-husband.
Toxi removed.
Mr. Toxi once removed.
Yeah.
So in any case, Mr. Toxi.
So we had found this church where it was very similar to a church where I had grown up in. And so I wanted to be married in this church so bad, but the pastor had very set rules. Like, we had to go through counseling. We had to say the vows exactly as he wanted to. And I think I might have spoke about this once on the show, but I will never forget it. I had to say the words, like, I will be submissive to his spiritual head. And I just, It was really
Did you
hard.
giggle?
Well, yeah. I mean,
Because I'm like
not only
spiritual
that-
head.
Not only that, but I will be. Because first I didn't want to be I didn't want to be submissive to anyone's head. I don't care what kind. But but also
Well,
just
I'm
saying
not
head in
gonna
my
be
vows.
listening to nobody here, okay?
But let's see. Kelly Guy said, "How about detoxified?"
Detoxi. Mr.
Detoxy.
Detoxy. That's a good one.
Detoxy.
Ah, that's funny,
Good times.
right?
Divorce is always fun.
But there has been a thing, going around about gay divorce court, and I do think that would be hilarious.
I would love to be in those proceedings. He cannot have my sequins jumper. I don't care if he sewed it.
Right?
Well, if you want to read the divorce process for I'm trying to think of who it is now.
No,
I think one of shit. I'm gonna have. Okay, let me look it up before I say something stupid.
While you look it up,
but it was it was like I get 7 Fabergé eggs. Like that's how the divorce was going.
That's awesome. I could totally see it happening too.
I've lost my screen somehow.
I get all the sequined eggs.
Well, so here's my so one of my sister and I noticed on Facebook suddenly there were all these people saying, "Oh, gay marriage is legal now. I'm moving to Canada." And it's like, listen, if you're going to move to Canada,
5 years, right?
10 years.
10.
Gay marriage has been legal in Canada for 10 years. Okay?
Bunch of stupid fucking redneck hicks. I swear to God.
If you want to move to a place where gay marriage is not legal, move to Mexico. Oh, by the way, you cannot become a Mexican citizen. Unless you were born in Mexico or can prove some sort of direct Mexican descent, like your parents were born in Mexico or something like that, you cannot become a Mexican citizen.
Right. It's the same thing.
You can't own land in Mexico.
Right. My mother had a house in Mexico, but she couldn't own the land that the place was on.
Mm-hmm. You can just own the structure, but not the land.
Right.
You have to pay. Did she have to pay a lease to the government for the land?
She had to pay somebody, and then she physically paid for the structure, but she had to pay like a rent
on the
like
land.
A monthly.
It's like a lot rent. It's like owning a mobile home in America.
That's exactly what it's like.
You own everything but the shit underneath you.
And the way that they got over some loopholes, like they were previously like sort of like mobile homes that were on this land but built out into houses. But you can go in and still see like a part of the mobile home structure is there, but it's just built out. It was something about that land that had to have that type of structure on it.
Yeah.
But she could never own it. She could will the structure to me, but I could never own the land.
Nope. Meanwhile, in America, you can come over here and get a car and buy a home and land and everything else you want and not be an American citizen.
David Tortura.
I love David Tutera.
That's it.
Love
that was the one.
Motherfucker.
And let's see. If you ever want to read, I mean, I believe they even split their twins. Like they split everything.
How do you
their twin? They split their twins. The host of My Fair Wedding, and he split, and he gets one of their twins, and his husband gets the other.
Oh, that's horrible.
They had fraternal twins through a surrogate. And they had each fertilized an egg that was implanted into the surrogate, who gave birth to 2 babies at the same time. And then, let's see here.
How horrible is it to split the kids?
They did.
Aw.
Yeah, this is something I should go back. Now that I have his name, I should go back and read some of the other stuff. But I just remember reading about it, how it was just completely messy.
Well, the good news is that the children are still babies, so they haven't grown up together. They're still
right, but
infants.
There's something with twins that my sister has 2 sets of twins, and there's something about twins that have a connection.
A connection.
You know, there should be some sort of visitation allowed, like every other weekend they swap kids or some shit like that. Like you go stay at dad number 2's house this weekend and your kid stays at dad number 1's house this weekend. Like it should be something like that. But
they should always just keep the twins. They're twins. They should always keep the twins together.
Here's one that was on page 6
share custody.
That says that their twins have never met.
What?
This was a year ago.
have never met.
It
So
says,
they were
David
separated at
Gutierrez
birth?
twins with ex-partner have never met.
That's so
It was
horrible.
a nasty divorce.
That's
The infants
awful.
have had 0 contact since they were born.
And they're each with their biological father, right?
I believe so, yeah.
It's
Yeah,
fucked
one
up.
took the daughter, the other took the son.
Hmm.
Crazy.
That's fucked up shit.
It is fucked up shit.
That is some fucked up shit.
That's-
Well, there's gay divorce court for you.
Right? And it should be called, this is some fucked up shit.
Oh, hey, just to let you know, I did get my offer up tier. The gentleman who'd like to have sex with me, who loves me. Are you interested in sex with me? I am strong man and I have a large penis. Hello? Why don't you talk to me? Can you answer my question?
Tell them you need proof. We need a dick pic. We haven't had a dick pic in a long time.
What if it's an
Speak
anteater?
for yourself.
Oh.
Yeah, I haven't had a dick pic in a long time. Cali guy has promised me dick pics, but he never sends them. I think he's afraid I'll show them to you guys. And
Yeah,
that's a viable fear.
Send it now. Send it
legitimate
now,
fear right there.
Cali guy. We will not look.
Right?
Send it right now. You
I
promise.
swear I'll keep my eye closed.
One eye.
One eye. My eye.
Our friend Tyrone said, "Hey Toxi, tell the ladies, and if there are any guests, I said hello. Much love to y'all as always. GSF, great show forever."
Aww. Thanks, Pumpkin. Now go online and vote for us.
Right? There's only
TheBiggieAwards.com.
a day left, I think.
Vote for us. Vote. We're not.
Oh
gonna
yeah,
vote.
Mr. Cali guy said Mr. Detoxified.
Mr. Detoxified. There we go.
I like Detoxy, though.
Detoxy.
Yeah.
Mr.
Not
Detoxy.
even Mr. Detoxy, just Detoxy.
So we've
'Cause
Detoxy.
he's not Mr. anymore.
No, he's not Mr. anymore.
He's always a Mister. I'm just not a Mrs.
You're a Ms.
But he's not
Are you
your...
gonna take-
He always becomes a Mister.
He's
Are you
not
gonna take
your
your-
Mr.
Are you gonna take your name back?
No,
No, you're gonna stay with the married name.
right. Yeah.
Okay.
He's not your Mr. anymore.
Yeah, because I'm
That's
going to
true.
tell you, after a while, you just stop correcting people. When you have a different last name than your kid, you just stop correcting them.
Right. I have, although to be quite honest, I haven't asked him.
No?
I mean,
Oh, he doesn't have a choice in it. It's your choice,
It's
whether
your
you get
choice.
to keep his name or not.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
I plan to.
Yeah, my divorce decree allows me to
Trust-
change my name.
My ex wanted me to change my last name a long time ago, and I was like, nope. I was like, it's too much hassle. And I was like, if I ever get married again, I'll change my name again. But until that day,
Do you have the same last name as your daughter?
no.
No. Yeah, I don't have the same last name as my kid either.
I mean, for me, that's the main reason.
yeah,
that
I would stick to it. And I
maintain
would, when you get down to it, if you need a good divorce lawyer, let me know. When you get down to it, you can include in the divorce decree that you get to the change of name is your choice, whether you get to keep it or not. And if you leave it open like that, generally the courts won't force you to change your name.
I mean, there was a section on the papers that I've been working through. There was a section just asking if I'm changing back, and I
Mhm.
just checked no, that I wanted to keep my married name.
Yeah, that's your choice. He doesn't actually get a say in it unless you use your married name to get credit as a married person with him as your spouse.
Oh. No,
And then you start violating all kinds of crazy ass laws. So,
no.
which is why I need to change my last name because I think my ex has been using my.
Oh,
No.
good.
Yeah, I think I own a home in Alabama somewhere.
Well, my ex's ex,
Yeah.
after his first
You should
divorce.
go sell that bitch.
I probably
Uh-huh.
should.
After his first divorce, she was using his his
Name.
info, his name, to do things like taking out a membership at a women's gym, and all kind of things. Because a couple years into our marriage, when we went to get something, they pulled up all these things on his credit, and we're like, no, that's not us.
Me and my ex have the same exact initials.
Your ex.
My ex-husband.
Yeah.
I only have one of those. That was many, many, many years ago.
I only have one too.
But
Are you gonna have two ex-husbands?
No, I've only been married once.
Oh, okay.
He will have two ex-wives.
He will have two ex-wives.
Right. I've only
Okay.
been married once.
Okay. Oh, he's going to turn into. I have a feeling.
the bug guy.
Yeah. I wasn't gonna say it. But
I'll say it.
he's halfway there, isn't he?
Mm-mm.
What is he, like a third of the way there?
Yeah.
Yeah, because Buckeye's at like
5.
5 or 6.
5, I think.
Detoxy is only
2.
it'll only be 2.
He's a third of the way there.
Yep.
Don't
He's
take
still
long.
young.
Yeah, and he's still young.
Yeah.
He's not that much older than I am.
I think he'd probably be I'd say a 3-timer, maybe 4.
I vote that he and Bug Guy end up running neck and neck. If we had to put money down on it, I would say that Detoxy would probably end up with 5 ex-wives. He's a serial monogamist. He can't go 2 months without having a relationship.
He likes being in a relationship.
Yeah.
And he likes being married because he thinks...
Well, my ex
he
is going to
thinks
be
that
a
his
serial...
wife's going to have to submit to his spiritual head.
My ex is going to be a serial single.
Yeah?
He's never been married, and he's going to be 42.
Which ex is this?
Yeah,
My
no.
recent
Once
ex.
Once that happens, like you become leery.
Right.
When it starts to come to guys in their 40s, you're like, you've never been married?
My boyfriend is in his 50s and has never been
We've
married.
already established that he's the exception to everything.
My ex-husband...
If there's a common generalization on something, we've established that Cali Guy's the exception. It doesn't apply to him.
Yeah.
My ex-husband's already been remarried and had a kid. So, but he'll probably be married to her forever because they're from the same culture and they don't believe in divorce.
Yeah.
They're both from a Muslim-based culture. Not that either one of them are Muslim, but they're he's
Catholics
Lebanese.
living in a Muslim society.
Well, he's Lebanese and she's from Syria, so they're both
I
Middle
dated
Eastern.
a guy who was from Lebanon,
Yeah.
or his parents were. He was Lebanese, and
I'm kind of glad. I hate to say this, but you'll never know that we're not together anymore because he is not growing. He is not aging gracefully.
is he getting ugly?
He is getting ugly. I saw he was hot back in the day.
Middle Eastern men are in their late teens, early 20s, even into their 30s and 40s. But after that,
he's
everything
in his 30s.
just starts to kind of droop.
But his hairline is
Cali Guy said,
at his knees.
I'm just pursuing the world's only 100% successful anti-divorce strategy. If it's working. If it works for you, it works.
Yeah, you can guarantee that Cali Guy will never, ever, ever get divorced. Because he's never, ever, ever going to get married.
Well,
why? It works for you. Why? You know what I'm saying?
No, it works for us. My mom has been pushing the whole put a ring on it thing since she got engaged. And I'm like, why? Look at all the bullshit you've gone through in 2 marriages. I went once. I rode the roller coaster. I got off the ride. I'm picking a whole different part of the park to hang out in now.
right.
And you know what? It makes me happy. I'm good on the teacups.
In fact, I might want to be in a new
stay
park.
here on the teacups. This is working just fine.
That's right. Oh, shit balls.
I think I might maybe. I used to be completely opposed to marriage, and then with my last relationship, I got more open to
The idea.
the idea of it. So I think I'm not completely opposed to it anymore.
I'm not opposed to it. I've never been opposed to it. But I mean, if Cali Guy wanted to get married, first off, I'd be like, what's wrong with you?
Right? Do you have a fever?
Is there a pod
Are you
person?
dying?
Did the body snatchers show up? No, if Cali Guy wanted to get married, I'd marry him because I think I could spend the rest of my life with him. I think I could do that. We're already kind of
That is
headed
such
in that
positive
direction.
Right, I think I could
I
do
think
that.
I could.
Yeah. I mean, we're headed in that direction now. I mean, shit, this is honestly the longest relationship I've ever been in, and I know he's been in longer relationships, but, we're both pretty happy. I mean, 5 years into it, we still look at each other and we're like, yep, let's do this again. Like,
Let's go for another round.
right, So if he wanted to get married, I'd marry him, but he doesn't want to get married, so we're not going to get married. But let's say if we're dating a guy and it was a similar situation, we've been together, for a nice long time, and I can see myself being old and crotchety and wiping his wrinkly old balls when he can't do it himself. If I think I can do that with anyone, if they wanted to marry me, I'd marry them. I'm not against it. I'm just not, I'm not running around needing it.
Cali Guys on the we come to Cali Guys Island of Tranquility ride.
That's right.
That's where you're at.
He is my island of tranquility.
I don't think I'm too soon now to even think of that option. But as of what I would and wouldn't want right now, I have zero desire to get married again.
Yeah, well, I got married in 2002, and I was divorced in 2008. But we were separated in 2005.
Mm-hmm.
So we were only married for 3.5 years. And then we stayed married for another 2.5 years until his green card went through. And then, like, for several years after that, I was opposed to ever getting married again. Like, I was like, no, there's no need for it.
I'm not diametrically opposed to it. I know that some people love it and it's good for them and it's what they desire in their life, and I'm all for it. I don't think you should get married to someone if you say, hey, if it doesn't work out, we can get divorced. Then you don't need to be marrying that person.
The one reason that I would absolutely get divorced is because your spouse cannot directly testify against you in the court of law.
That's true. They cannot be forced to testify against you. That is one good reason to get married. Callie Guy, keep that in your list, just in case something ever happens.
We cannot be forced to testify against each other.
That's
and right. I have a feeling that someday I might
that might come in handy.
I might have to pull that.
Well, you know what? Gay marriage is legal now. You and I can get married.
Right? Oh.
And then we can't testify against each other.
Right. But that doesn't help when I try to stab you.
Me?
well, my significant other, the one that I actually will, be intimate with.
But I can't testify to the fact that I saw you stab him or that I helped you hide the body.
But he can testify that I tried to stab him.
Nobody. Who's he? Did you hear body? Bury the body? You missed that part.
Oh, I did miss that part. We might have to get married.
Buried bodies don't testify for
No, I know people, right? I know people.
Right? This is the desert.
That is
body
true.
can be gone in no time flat.
This is where, so the term getting 68, when you're 68 from a building?
Oh,
86, that's what it is, 86. They drive you, that term basically originated in Vegas. The mob would drive you 8 miles out of town and bury you 6 feet down. You were 86th.
Oh, shit. I was destined to be a mobster.
Okay, I'd just like to step in and clarify that I am in no way involved in any of these activities.
Now we need, what needs to become legalized? Homosexual polygamous marriages, and then the 3 of us can get married and none of us can testify against each other.
Right?
Then you know what?
Wait, who's Desiree gonna have to go down on?
Desiree doesn't have to go down on anyone. I can go down on both of you. Callie, I can fuck me from behind while I go down on both of you. It'll work out great.
We just had the conversation again last night where somebody asked her to recreate. First they said, we'd like at BBWCon at the awards to have your first girl-on-girl video shown.
That should
And then
be
we
shown.
asked her to recreate it. Can you do it just one time? It is my favorite thing in the world.
You're making the right face, too.
And we were making fun of her going like this, like, am I touching it yet?
Are you about to come?
Are you done?
Oh, it's wet. What was that? It was wet. It was wet.
Oh my god, I'm a horrible lesbian.
You don't have to be a lesbian.
Oh, thank God.
I'm half lesbian, so it's good.
I am not good at it.
You're good. She's half lesbian. It's all good.
It's all good.
And then here's Toxi making out with a girl. Actually,
wait, no. Let's clarify. First, let me go back. It was a very close friend of mine who kept going, let's make out. And I'm going, no, I'm really not. No. And like the next thing I know, like her tongue's in my mouth.
Well, I told you not to tell that story.
But she kept doing it. And every single time she's like, let's make out. And I'm like, no, I'm not.
Then she tried to give me a hickey on my boob. I was like,
Who is this friend? I
She
should meet
almost-
her.
You should meet her. I
got
mean, she was
box punch.
like even last night afterwards. She was all like,
Did you almost twat punch her?
Yeah, I don't like ickies, and I especially no. I'm like, bitch. Get off me.
just to clarify, again, it was one of those. But I'm too sober.
That's what she did keep
I'm
saying
too
that. She's like, I
sober.
haven't drinking now. I'm
haven't.
sober. I'm
Like,
sober.
I can't.
You can't do that 2 weekends in a row. Your liver will kill you.
Right? I can't drink that much. I drank one drink.
But she
and got
made
sick.
out with Tyra,
Ooh.
which I tried to get on
Not me.
video.
My friend.
Oh.
I tried to get on video, and I just fumble thumbs, and I couldn't get it on fast enough. I was like, oh. You know when you really want something to happen, you're like, oh.
Mhm.
It just didn't
Tyra's
work.
so hot.
Tyra is so hot.
Tyra's pretty hot.
She's super hot, and I'm like,
And super nice.
Tyra got hit
amazing.
on so much. At one point, shit, I really shouldn't say it.
say it.
There's a kind gentleman who once offered to lock me up in his house to listen to me scream. A very nice gentleman, and he was there, and he was like right on her, and just talking to her, like standing over, and I'm going, fuck, I gotta do it. And I walk over and I threw my body in between. And I got like right there in front of Tyra. And I'm like, hey, Tyra.
Bless her little heart.
Why don't you come eat my pussy?
And I was just kind of standing there as his body was pressed very closely against mine.
Yeah, I don't think
And
he
I'm
has
going like, I gotta
boundaries.
take it for the team.
I don't think he has personal space boundaries. I don't think he understands
Hmm.
people's personal space because he's always like,
Philomark set our pictures in the dark again, like last week.
Hmm.
Why is it happening all of a sudden?
I don't know. Can we turn those lights on up there? Will that help? Will that help that light in there?
Here.
We need more lights.
Can we jack up your electric bill?
sure, it's already $540.
Is there anything we could do to
What's
increase
six?
your electric bill?
Now what we need is just a
Anything.
couple of little LED lamps to put up over here that would shine light on
There's
us.
just a little lamp right here. No,
I did a little bit.
Let's see.
No, not behind us. You don't want light behind you because then you'll look dark. That's a little better. Yeah,
Try
I
the
think the
kitchen.
kitchen would probably be the best one. Yeah, what we need is a light behind the camera that shines this way on us. That would be best. We used to call it the Negro illumination light. We had one. Actually, that's a good idea.
What?
Hey, does your flash over there, does your light over there, does that stay on or is that just a flash? No, it needs bulbs. Poop.
Poop.
Yeah, it lightened it up some. You can, yeah. I don't know why it's dark either. It's the camera, I think. I tried to get it to set up to right light, but it
What
just
if
doesn't
what if
wanna
we shine a
listen to
light on
me.
the camera?
It won't work.
Oh.
Let's try that. Oh,
Oh. Well, that's way better.
that's way better. There we go. I clicked a button and it made it much better. You could probably turn off a couple of lights now.
Yeah.
Desiree got her exercise for the evening.
After she's done, I'm going to say, "Oh, it switched back. We need to put more lights on."
That's a good idea.
Hey, Des. Just making sure you're okay.
Do, 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 do,
Do,
do,
do,
do, do, do, do.
Ah! It went back. Can you put those back on?
Don't listen to her. We're just fucking with you. But I knew right as soon as your face fell that I had to tell you we're just fucking with you.
Like, what the
I'll let you punch me. Just add to this one.
Add to that one. No, that'll hurt.
I'll add to that one.
Go ahead.
Oh my god.
No, I can't even hit a. You should be big and tough and
right?
fuck you, motherfucker.
I'm such a fucking pussy.
You need to take lessons from your daughter.
I could.
We were talking about last night. We were talking about how, because when I get angry, like I want to do something, like I want to like hit something or hit someone or have like a
Why
release.
don't you have a boxing?
I need a punching bag. I used to have a
bag.
punching bag a long time ago, but I need some kind of release, right? And so Toxi's like, I just cry.
and here's how it ends up. And I'm all, I'm really angry right now.
I do that
Well,
too.
she, it's funny because we go out and she's like, you have to have my back, right? She's like, and I'll have your back. And by have your back, I mean, I'll stop, drop, and cry. Drop, cry, and roll is what it was. Drop, cry, and roll. I was like, that's having my back. I got this.
I might trip him as I'm rolling and crying.
Right? You will slip in my cry puddle.
I'm going to drown them with my tears for you.
I'm like, man up, Toxi. Jesus. Grow some balls. What happened? That's a bitch's drop.
Oh, I know what Toxi's getting for Christmas this year.
Balls.
When's your birthday, Toxi?
October.
Wait, isn't your daughter's birthday around then too?
It is. We're like a week apart.
Oh, that must suck.
It is. I don't celebrate mine because we celebrate
Spend so
hers.
much money on hers. Yeah.
I did tell Desiree, I'm like, I got your back. She put on these big old earrings, and I said, you say the word, all you have to do is say, get my earrings, and I'll grab them. And she's like, no, I use my earrings.
My earrings are like, I have these Scorpio earrings or scorpion earrings, and they're like, this big, and they're like full on, and they're just heavy as fuck, and they have, a couple gems in them. You could literally use those earrings
they're
to
like
cut a bitch.
Stars, or like
like Chinese throwing star.
Yeah.
You could use those earrings to cut a bitch.
That's
you could
hilarious.
at least use it as a semi brass knuckle. Just one good hit to the throat with that earring. Just.
I'm gonna stab you with my scorpion.
So Sweet Cheeks isn't gonna make it.
Oh,
So.
that's too bad.
Right, but I think we should take a little musical break.
Yeah, you want to take a little break?
Yeah.
We can take a little break.
We'll take a little break.
You've been listening to the Curvaceous Bounty of Sin City, broadcasting to you live from Fatopia Studios. We'll be right back after these wonderful songs from the greatest band on earth.